Do you know what to do in case of an emergency, no matter the circumstances? If you answered no, you're not alone, all right? Not enough people have taken the time to go get training, all right? If we're going to talk on the side of being prepared and talking medical, the most important thing that we have to do is actually go and learn how to use the things that we're going to use to help people, all right? Some of it's not complicated, like alcohol and being able to put a Band-Aid on it. But once we get into those upper tier issues and medical emergencies, we're talking about somebody's having a stroke. You need to perform CPR. You need to perform the Heimlich maneuver or something like that. You need to have that knowledge, all right? You can even go on to YouTube and find somebody that is certified teaching how to do those things through a video, all right? So you don't necessarily have to go in person. I would recommend it because in person you can learn if you are doing it correctly, all right? So in theory, we can always think that we know what we're doing because we've seen somebody and so we can then do it. But sometimes it's not that way, all right? So a lot of the times it's about rhythm with CPR, all right? So there's like that 120 beats per minute kind of thing. And they tell you to sing the songs, all right? That's all fine and dandy, and you can probably keep with that 120. But are you in the proper position, all right? Are you doing the compressions for that 2 to 3 inches that it takes to actually pump that heart? Because you're not trying to bring them back to life necessarily. And if you do through CPR, that's a great thing. But CPR is there in order to pump blood through the system so nothing dies from starvation of oxygen, all right? The brain, the muscles, the organs that you have, as you're pumping blood through the body, all right? So go out, get that class, all right? Get as many classes as you can, and a lot of them for the basic medical emergency stuff are a lot of times free, all right? You can go through your church, you can go through the Red Cross. I think the Red Cross happens once a year in most areas, and it might take a little fee, but it's not too expensive. You can ask your fire department, your ES, why can't I say that correctly? MST, no. Your paramedics, right? Okay. Too many abbreviations. All right, so you can ask your paramedics, you can ask your fire department, see if they have any classes like that, all right? A lot of times your community college will offer a CPR certification class, all right? I highly recommend going to those because the things to do with an infant versus a grown adult are very different, all right? So before we want to have the kit, let's get the knowledge, all right? Once we have that knowledge, then we can get into building kits, all right? So I showed you guys in a previous video the medical stuff that I carry in my EDC bag, all right? So this is just a basic fanny pack. I have stop the bleed stuff, mostly because if I'm carrying a gun, either I'm getting shot or somebody else is getting shot, and we're trying to save lives at that point, all right? So we neutralize the threat, we perform first aid. Then we get into the bigger stuff. Now, we can't rock around with one of these all day and still be in our everyday lives, all right? So this here is my home kit, all right? If you're building your home kit, this is a great bag. I 100% love this bag. I haven't had any issues with it. It holds everything that I want it to. It's a bright orange color like I want so that I can tell people to go get the bright orange bag. It's the only one in the house, in that cabinet. There's no reason to mess up the identification. It has a large medical emblem on it. Has a large medical emblem on it, so it can't be mistaken for anything, all right? Band-Aids, wound cleaning stuff. We have a airway device that if they're choking on something, instead of doing the Heimlich, you just put the mask on, put the plunger in, pull the plunger out, and it'll suck that out. There's multiples out there. Get on Amazon. You'll find them all over the place. They're really great things. And if you know somebody that is about to be a parent or is a parent and they have young children, I don't care what anybody says, it's a great gift, all right? I don't know how many times a child puts something in their mouth that they shouldn't and either end up choking on it or like gagging on it. If the need arises, you can deal with it without having to give a Heimlich maneuver, all right? Because it can be difficult to get exactly what you need to do in order to press that diaphragm in order to get that piece dislodged, all right? So when we're talking about a home kit, it's very basic. It is, like I said, cuts, scrapes, burns, sprains, all right? To add on to that, some sort of upper echelon style trauma stuff. So tourniquets, gauze, stop the bleed stuff, all right? We're not in a tactical mindset when we're talking about this, so we're not worried about gunshots, but we're worried about lacerations, punctures, stuff like that can happen around the home no matter what you're doing, all right? There's accidents that happen in the house all the time, all right? So whether you're taking, cutting up logs for the winter with a chainsaw or you're splitting them, anything can happen. Be prepared for all of it, all right? And then the other thing is this, most people call it an IFAC, right? This stays in my EDC extension bag, right? I'll have a video on that coming out soon. But this stays in there. This travels with me everywhere I go. It goes vehicle to vehicle, no matter what I'm driving, all right? In here is everything from cuts, scrapes, and burns, all the way up to stop the bleed, all right? The job site first aid kits are never enough for a lot of the things that I have faced on a job site, all right? Too many people are bleeders and don't realize that they're bleeders until they're stuck, all right? We work with sheet metal. I'm in HVAC and we literally do ductwork installation all the time, and people get cuts all the time. And even when you're wearing your gloves, you can cut your forearms and stuff. So I decided that I was going to build something that could handle that stuff plus anything else that may come in that day, all right? So let's recap, all right? So the first thing we want to do is get the knowledge. Then we want to get the gear and the kits, all right? Each kit is specifically designed and built specifically to its environment, all right? So when we're building these, let's think environmental factors, all right? And you can go hog wild on all this stuff, all right? Because there's a lot of things that necessitate a medical or emergency that I didn't even cover with these simple things, all right? You have East Palestine, Ohio, right? If you wanted to do air breathers and some type of gas mask or some type of, I don't want to breathe what's in the air right now style things, find out what is available, find out how to use it, do research. Don't just buy something that like you don't think will be the thing that you want. It's a lot of money to throw at something that you may not like using later on, all right? Or it's just a terrible product and nobody said anything. So do a lot of research when you're buying that more specialized medical equipment. But do your research, get the knowledge, get the things that you need. Build your kits the way you want to, all right? These are just a few ideas. You can run hog wild, let your dreams go, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions on specifics that I carry in here and stuff like that, leave them down in the comments. I'll link some of this stuff down in the description. And I hope you guys have a good day. God bless.